Benchmark family? Thank you for tuning in to yet another excellent podcast, or what I hope will be an excellent podcast here. My name is Darren Landis. I work here in Benchmark Studios, and with me today is Noel Centeno. And we're gonna you'll learn all about him today. So we'll just get right into it. Noel, what is your favorite lift in the gym?
My favorite lift in the gym?
Yeah.
It got to be the bicep curls.
Bicep curls.
You know, I think it just fits well all around in the sleeves and the shirt. It just fits it perfectly. Makes you want to get bigger shirts.
Bigger shirts just for the biceps.
Just the biceps.
What a specific bicep exercise?
I'm going to go with the preacher curl.
Oh, I hate the preacher curl.
I think it hits the very important muscle in the bicep, and it gives it the tension. And as soon as you have that fully stretched curl, it just hits different. Because you do standing bicep curls, it's cool. You can sway your body back and forth. But when you're seated down and you have that full length stretch, right there.
Yeah, it really isolates the bicep. No, that's true. Maybe I'm just old. I just feel like my elbows hurt when I do preacher curls.
I think that's even better for the elbows. I think it would.
No pain, no gain.
I think it'll be better. I think it will be more better just because you could go lighter, but also have more tension on the bicep. Because if you're standing up and you're trying to like sway your whole body, it's just more free range when you're standing up. But that's a crazy first question.
Yeah,
but I'm okay with that.
I wanted to set the stage. We're here to talk about your biceps.
Yeah, the biceps.
Not about anything else.
Yeah, biceps are important, especially when it's summertime for the beach.
Do you, if you're comfortable sharing, do you remember, you've obviously gained weight in muscle mass over the last, what did you weigh in like high school as opposed to what you weigh now?
That's a great question. I weighed 112.
112 pounds?
112 when I met Will.
Okay.
So I was 112, and now I'm 20, about to be 28. I weigh 170. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
112 to 170.
Yeah, it's a journey.
That's...
Yeah. Yeah, and then like during high school, after high school, I kind of like plateaued. So I kind of got stuck at 125. And I'm like, yo, what is the issue? Is it the protein? Is it not me lifting as heavy as I should? Right. And it was me probably just slacking in the gym from going to full-time student, full-time worker, and then trying to get gym in between. Yeah. It was just not working out. You have to have at least 4 good days of lifting for you to see results. And then I think a couple years ago, I was just stuck at 140. And then I was just like, I'm just going to eat so much. We're just going to keep eating. Eating, protein, have 3 meals a day. Yeah. Open gym. They're kind of skinny. They could get there. They just got to have the right eating and just in the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. So take me back here, Noel, to the beginning. What was life like for you growing up?
Yeah, growing up.
Did you grow up here in Lancaster?
Yeah.
In Lancaster City?
Yeah.
Okay. Lancaster.
I love Lancaster. Yeah, I love Lancaster. I feel like every time I leave and go to like New York or New Jersey, I want to come home because how much traffic there is and how much city life. And slowly Lancaster's becoming something like that, city life.
That's true.
All the buildings that we're having and all the retired people that are trying to live here is becoming that slowly.
Yeah. Yeah. So you grew up in Lancaster City. Did you go to McCaskey?
No, I went to Township.
Manheim.
Yeah, Manheim Township.
Blue Streaks. Okay.
Yeah.
Blue Streak.
So, and we're talking about from the beginning. Yeah. So, my life story is kind of different from a lot of people. My mom had me when she was 14.
Okay.
So she was a kid herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was going to Reynolds Middle School at the time. Yeah. And she had me at a young age, couldn't raise me. She was just young herself. So she kind of like passed me off to her parents. So my grandparents raised me, which I call them now till this day my parents, because they raised me from the day I was born until I was 18. So I was with my grandparents the whole time, and my mom played a little part, nothing crazy, and I'm talking about my mom a lot. I didn't even talk about my dad. I met my dad when I was 18. So I didn't have a relationship with him at all throughout my like teenage years and childhood years.
Did you always know who he was?
No.
Oh.
Never known who he was. Heard stories. bad stories.
Right.
My grandpa kind of like talked to me about all the things that he did when he was with my mom and like the road that he kind of went down. And that's why he didn't want me involved with my dad at all. So, yeah. And then my mom was into drug dealers, and that's like her type of, she was attracted to that, you know? She liked people with fast money to get her anything she wants, you know, designer, you know, whatever. But, you know, fast money always has a, you know, it's going to end soon. Quick money's not always good money.
Right.
But yeah, and then I was raised by my grandparents the whole time. And then around middle school, my grandma cheated on my grandpa with another guy in Mount Joy. And like, she didn't even say nothing. She just walked out and left. So my dad was kind of like struck. Like, he didn't know what to do. And then it was just me and him for a while. And he had a lot of problems going through that process of my grandma leaving him. And my grandpa that raised me after my grandma left, he's not even my blood. So my grandma's my blood, but that was her boyfriend that raised me.
Whoa.
Yeah. He just raised me after, as soon as she left, he was like, I'm just going to.
And how old were you when that happened?
Like 13.
13. Okay.
13 years old. You know, I come home from school and my dad's like, you see your mom? I'm like, nah. No, I don't know where she's at. We were looking for her for like a whole day. Going to family members' houses.
Yeah.
Have you seen her? They all knew, but they didn't want to tell us. And then we kind of gave up. And then, from there, my dad's like, I'm just going to raise you. And we're not related whatsoever. It's not my blood. Yeah. I felt like he kind of showed me that you could still love someone if you're not related. You know, like, I'm not his son. Sure. I'm not his grandson, but he still raised me like I was his son and treated me like I was his son. So I give him a big shout out for that, because he didn't have to, you know?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah.
So after that, you know, after my mom left or grandma left, he started drinking a lot, just drinking heavy, going to the bar, meeting women. He was just trying to understand his pain, I guess, or get through it.
Sure.
And that was when I was like in high school, and he would come home drunk and trying to get physical. So I'm working out with Will and stuff. Right. So I'm like, I'm not going to let him touch me and try to fight me. You know, I have to protect myself, but I try to steer myself out of that house and situation. So when I graduated high school, I went to Thaddeus and lived there and stuff. But Benchmark kind of came into my life. I'm probably going to answer a couple of your questions already.
Go for it.
All right. So I met Will when I was 16. Yeah. So he was entering my life as soon as my dad like started drinking. So I wanted to be home, not home as much. You know, I needed a distraction. I need something. And working out was like the thing. It was my outlet. It was where I felt comfortable and safe. That's what Benchmark is all about. Right. Feeling at home, feeling safe when things are not going well at home. So I'm going to go work out, going to the Y. And now I'm building more confidence because now I'm working out. Now I'm not scared if my dad approaches me and tries to fight me. Right. I'm not going to back down because now I've been training. Not training for that, but I've been training on myself in general. Sure. So, but yeah, that's kind of my life. And then went to Thaddeus, you know, did 3 years there, graphic design. Couldn't find a job, started job hopping. Kind of felt like I was a failure, you know, just because I couldn't get a job right after college. Because we go to college to get a job. Right. How we going to college and not getting the job we signed up for, you know? So I felt kind of disappointed with myself. I didn't know what to do. I had no plan B. And I started going to factory. And with factories, they're all the same. You know, you're like a robot. You clock in. Right. You do the same thing every day. You clock out, call it a day. Right. And then I'm going to shout out my fiance just because she kind of rewired my brain like, you're going to have to go back to school. Excuse me. And then I'm like, I'm not going back to school. I already went. This is stupid. I'm not going to go back. Like, I feel like I already should have a job because I already went, but now I don't have a job that I went for college for, so I'm not going to go back. I'm not spending more money. I'm not doing that. It's a waste of my time. So she had plans already. Well, we need a house. I'm going to do this with you or without you. So if you want to be with me, you have to follow this. not saying like as a threat, but she's trying to motivate me to be a better person. And I appreciate her for that. You know, I needed that kick in the butt to like, yo, get yourself together so you could be the man that you need to be. So I went back to school for welding, and
was that at Thaddeus as well?
Thaddeus as well. So I did a 6-week course. It was like $2,400.
Okay.
And at the time, I was cleaning houses and going to school.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a lot of jobs, crazy jobs.
Yeah.
My
Factories,
resume,
cleaning.
yes. My resume is probably 7 pages long. It's crazy. It's so sad. But I had to go through those many jobs to understand things I don't like or things I wouldn't.
Oh, sure.
I wouldn't stay at. I'm like, I'm not gonna clean toilets forever.
Right.
Like, there's more to life than that, or more for me. So I was cleaning housing, residentials. I would go to people's houses, vacuum, clean their bathrooms, whatever, clean their kitchens. No tip, nothing, and just go on my day. And then I was going to Thaddeus on the weekends. And then as soon as I graduated, got a welding job, was there for 2 years, and kind of Will seen the potential in me, and then kind of offered me the position here. And I'll be stupid to say no, because I was coming to Benchmark already after work. You know, to connect with the kids and also just appreciate how far this whole thing has came.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's how I met you. You had already graduated, I think, when we first met, 2017, right? Yeah. You would have been out of high school by then. So I only knew you as the guy that like came in late at night after all the kids left. And you know, getting your gym in. And yeah, you were skinny.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I was. I think with college, it was just so much on my plate, school and working. And I'm not going to lie, the drinking too. I felt like when you're in college, you just want to party. And I'm 21. I could buy alcohol.
Sure.
I could drink.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of made me stay skinny like that. So there was no results.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so I remember you there. And you always stayed connected. Even, you know, like you always had access to the gym, and so you'd come in and lift when kids were gone, or even in the morning. I think I'd see you there at like 5:30, and so that allowed you to remain connected with Will. And so, what did that look like when that opportunity came along? Were you just lifting one day and he was like, "Hey, we have a job"?
Literally,
yeah. Is that what it was? I had no idea.
Literally, that's exactly. He's like, "Hey, I think I have a position that you should apply for." And I'm like, "Sure, just like shoot me the details, and I'll say yes or no." And he shot me the details, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll be down." He's like, "All right, come for an interview." I'm like, "Cool, yeah,
awesome."
Yeah, I wasn't. So people always think, coming to Benchmark, I'm looking for a job. I always told people, like, I didn't come here to look for a job. I knew people were employed here. I knew there was opportunity and stuff like that, but I wasn't thinking that. I already appreciated the space and what it's done for me so far. And it's a free gym, and it's the gym that I've always been connected to. So why not come here every night and just work out and also stay connected with the program itself and also the kids that also come, you know? And I thought, I'm not going to get a job here. I wasn't thinking that. If God was going to lead me down that path, let him lead me down that path. I was not expecting that, you know. I don't know Will's point of view of it, but he said that we went to F&M, and he said that I was working really well at another company, and he wanted that for Benchmark. I want you to work hard at Benchmark. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Get the right people in the right seat.
Yeah.
Build that culture.
Yeah.
So what kind of welding were you doing?
It was MIG welding.
MIG, okay.
MIG is with, I think it's like a copper wire, and it's gas. So you have to have a gas tank automatically connected to the welder. So it's not like stick welding. You could take it anywhere. It's like a little box. No, it's like a whole machine you have to keep in one spot. Yeah. And then I made metal grates that got sent to New York, Times Square. I don't know if you've ever been to Times Square walking, and you see like the sewer, all the smoke come out the grates. Yeah. Those are grates that we made.
Okay.
And we also made other grates that go underneath the subway for maintenance people. It was like all this stuff. They weigh like 2 tons. Yeah.
The grate itself is 2 ton.
Not the one that's on the floor on the sidewalk, but underneath the subway is 2 ton. Yeah.
Okay.
So I learned how to read blueprints, build it
Right.
from start to finish. So I learned how to do all that.
Man, what a pivot, though, to go from welding grates for sewage and whatever, runoff to working at Benchmark program. What's been the most rewarding? Well, I guess I should ask, how long have you been working here now?
I've been at Benchmark since, I think, September. So October, November, December, January.
Yeah.
Almost like 9 months.
Yeah. Okay. What's been the most rewarding part for you so far?
Oh, man, everything. The schedule.
Non-answer.
The schedule. I used to get up at 5 to work at 6 to get out at 5. So I would do that all the time.
Long day,
super long day. So the schedule's awesome. I like waking up at like 6 and then getting ready for like 9. That's great.
Yeah.
And then another reward, the gym. I could work out with the students. Great coworkers. Everyone brings the energy.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the purpose of the job. When you work at a welding job, they all hate their lives. You know, they're like, I don't want to be here. Smoke my cigarette. I can't wait to go home and drink beer. Like, that's their type of lifestyle. Me, I'm Mr. Positive. I'm not.
You are.
I'm not about to go home and smoke cigarettes and drink beer. I'm about to go home and work out. They're like, you work out while working a 10-hour shift? I'm like, yeah, best believe I'm working out after a 10-hour shift. How am I going to stay in line? I'm not going to let anything kind of cut me off that, you know what I'm saying? But the benefits, the people are great. The students are great. Everything, it don't even feel like work, it don't feel like work. It's like I'm already here. Like when I get out of my welding job, I'll come straight here. So it don't feel like work. It's not hard to have that switch. You start appreciating it more.
Right.
I appreciate everything.
Right.
Because I could have been at my old job sweating bullets and crying and getting welder's flash and getting burned and the owner not knowing my name when I could come to work every day and everyone knows my name. The owner knows my name,
Yeah.
The donors know my name. Like, it's just better. I feel way more happier. But I do appreciate what I've learned in welding too because it got me a house. It got me to pay for my fiance's wedding ring. Like, it got me to where I needed to be. But we just took it up another step.
Yeah. So would you say your relationship with your fiance was kind of the driving force or motivator for you while you worked all of those jobs, like factory jobs, everything you did up to welding and then through welding? Was that the main motivating force for you? Yeah,
I think her coming into my life kind of molded me into the person that I needed to be. I think I was very immature for a 24-year-old. Just didn't save money. What's the point of saving? There's no goal that I'm trying to save for. Her goal was for a house and emergency funds. Me, I was like, I'm just going to blow my check. What I got to save for? Buy whatever I want. Who cares? But she kind of put that in my head like, yo, you got to save. Emergency, house, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to build generational wealth. We're trying to give our kids the life that we wish we had when we were kids. And I'm not even thinking that far ahead. I'm like, kids? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, kids? What? Hold up, slow down. I'm not even 30 yet. Let me enjoy my 20s. But now I'm like, yeah, she's right. I have to be this person. So when I have kids, they can have the better lifestyle than me when I was a kid, Both parents together, a house. I never had a backyard until 2 years ago. Never had a backyard. Never had a basement. I never did laundry in my own house. I always had to walk and do laundry like at a corner or something like that. So her entering my life kind of turned that switch on in my head. Like, all right, you got to focus. And we got to, every year I should have a goal, something, a big accomplishment to look forward to and to work hard. Because I'm no longer doing it for myself. I'm doing it for her and our family that we're going to create. So now I got to focus. I got to plan. I got to make sure everything is set in stone. Not saying that if kids are not in the plan that I wouldn't think like that. No, I will always think like that now.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a underrated or not talked about aspect of life is everyone's like, oh, you are who you hang out with, or like surround yourself with positive friends or whatever. Like that's all so true. So true. But who you choose to be in a relationship with is, especially a long-term relationship, that is going to mold you into who you're going to be for the rest of your life.
Like my mom and like my actual dad, like my birth mom and my actual dad, like they probably didn't work out because one, they were too immature, not the right time. You know, could it worked out if they were a little older? Probably not. You know, I think you need that right person to kind of push you. I like being challenged. I think that's just my thing, just to kind of prove someone wrong that I could do it, but also challenging. And my fiance is my best friend. I consider her to be my best friend.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I see that a lot in my own relationship. The more my wife and I communicate and remain on the same page, the better everything is. The better I am as a human, the better our relationship is, the better our life is with our kids. You got to be able to push and pull each other, and knowing where they're weak and where you're weak and recognizing that and trying to support each other is key in that.
Yeah,
sure.
Great point.
That I'm so happy for you.
Thanks,
that
dude.
You felt like, because you didn't, like, sure, you've changed, but you as a 24-year-old as opposed to now as a 28-year-old, there was no like massive moment of change in your life or whatever. Like you had the ability at 24, at 23, at 22 to be the motivated, goal-driven person you are now. You had all that raw material inside of you. It just took her pulling it out of you to bring it to the surface. Would you say that's true?
That's true. Yeah. I think I always say I wish I could talk to my 20-year-old self, like my younger 20-year-old self, and tell him like, yeah, you got to lock in. I think the older we get, the more we learn, obviously. And I feel like I'm in my prime now, like in general, like in life and in fitness, like I'm in my prime. Like 20-year-old Noel couldn't even catch up to me. Like he can't even be on the same level. And I feel bad because if he would have known what I know now, he would have been way better. But that's life. And I always appreciate how long it takes for me to understand something or actually get a grasp of it. Because a lot of people want things in front of them, and that's what they only believe in or feel. You know, or they try to think too ahead. You know, I just go with the flow now. Like I just go how I feel, and so far it's been pretty good. I've been pretty blessed. I don't complain. I don't have no bad days. Thank God. Knock on wood. Like I don't have no bad days. Even if it's a bad day, I have to find a positive. I got my car towed. Did I tell you about that?
No. Got towed.
Gosh, yeah. So
yeah,
it was a Saturday. What, 2 Saturdays ago? Me and my fiance went to Route 66, and there's Neptune Diner, whatever.
Yeah, Route 66, great food.
Yeah, great food, awesome food. I'm going there today. After I'm done with this, I'm going to get another burger. After I just ate way back. Yeah, crazy.
You had 2 patties on that. I saw
2 patties, and I'm about to get another 2 patties. It's gonna be a bad day.
I can't.
And another milkshake.
Get the gains,
and my stomach's gonna hurt. But I went to Route 66, and we parked Neptune Diner parking lot. I'm like, it's cool. We park here all the time.
Yeah,
cool. Walked in, got my food, walked out. I'm like, hey, yeah, where's your car? I'm like, they took your car. I said, oh crap.
You were getting takeout?
No, I ate there. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So it was like 20 minutes. I was like 25 minutes. Yeah. Took the car. I'm like, I gotta pay for it. It was my fault. It was her car, but it's my fault.
Sad.
It is sad. But I wasn't mad. I was not upset. It's crazy. I was not mad. I could have been so furious, but I was like, it's all right. It happens. I saved. Thank God that she taught me how to save because I saved. So now I'm like, emergency.
Full circle.
There you go. Because if it was me back when I was like 23, that car would have been sitting in that lot for a couple of days, adding up until I had enough funds to take it out. But yeah, nothing bothers me that much. You know, I think I gotta appreciate everything because there's people out there that have it way worse. So my little thing is not even compared to other people's stuff. So I need to chill out and just like, okay, my car got towed. Cool. I need to learn my lesson. 1, not park there. 2, I have the money for it to take it out. So why am I stressing? Because it got taken away. It happens. At least I was prepared. You know, if I wasn't prepared, it'd be a whole different story. I'd probably be upset because like I don't have the money. Now I gotta call my dad. I gotta take a loan out. Blah 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 blah. That would have been a whole story. But I was kind of prepared for that, and I wasn't upset. So made me appreciate my feelings.
Yeah. What a switch there. Go from my car got towed to wow. I've been saving. This is not something I used to do. I'm prepared for this moment.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think our emotions could do good or worse to us. It depends how we learn how to control them.
But even in the moment, I mean, your reaction is one of the few things you can control in this world.
Yeah.
There are so many things that you cannot control at all.
Nope.
Except your reaction. On that note, what is there like one piece of advice outside of everything we've been talking about that you would give to a student at Benchmark currently?
Wow. That's a hard question. I'm just going I give advice to a lot of people, even students and adults. So I think coming up with a bunch of plans for your life, listen to the people who are successful in life, you know, listen to people who have been through what you've been through, but look how they turned out. I think our job, because we're so much older than half our students, is to tell them which door to pick instead of them picking the wrong door. Because we picked the wrong door already. We're trying to tell them, don't pick that door. Pick this one because that's the one I should have picked when I was your age. You know, I'm just trying to give you the cheat code to life.
Yeah.
Because there's kids, for example, Jose, he didn't know what to do. Yeah. Gave him a plan. He executed. He's in a better position now. And I gave him the option that I should have done when I was young, when I was around his age. So now he's already 10 steps ahead of me. He just has to find out his own way. Or maybe go back to plan A, you know? Sometimes you got to do plan C before plan A because plan C is more realistic.
No, I think that's such a key point. Getting too caught up in this is what I want to do and losing sight of what you can do. There was a show years ago called Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe.
Yes.
Yeah, and he always talked about like filling a need, essentially. Like you don't necessarily need to have your dream job or whatever right away. If you just are filling a need that's out there, like, you know, trash collectors or whatever, not a sexy job. Welding sewage grates, not a sexy job. But if it fills a need, you know, everyone has trash. They need picked up, right? We have sewage everywhere. It needs to go somewhere. It needs to get there somehow. So those are jobs that are going. We need people in those jobs all the time. So it's reliable. It's safe. Like if you pick something that's going to get money in your pocket now and allow you to have some time to, I don't know, mature, grow up, whatever, in a space where you have money to cover what you need. Like you got food, you got a roof over your head, that gives you some space to breathe, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think especially like the older generation, they find a job and they just stay there. I think now we're just like, I'm going to stay here until I have enough money or it covers all these expenses, but I'm going to have a plan while I'm here so I can get out of here. You know, my dad was like, well, my grandpa was like, if I'm here, I'm just going to retire here. He didn't have that mindset to like, all right, I'm going to stay here, pay my bills, make sure everything's cool, save money, and then I'm going to go pursue what I have to pursue. He was just like, I'm going to stay here until I retire. And I think a lot of kids these age, Like they have more than they have so many options that they kind of just grab everything. It's a good and bad thing, you know, because now you want to learn everything. But two, you want to learn everything, but there's too many things you want to learn, and it's not realistic. It's just like you're just scattering. Or you pick something up and you put it back down, and then you pick something else up. You know, you got to figure out that balance. And I think, like with Jose or with me, we were welding, and I was just doing it because it paid my bills. It was not super hard. Like, it just got me where I needed to be. And then Benchmark came out of nowhere. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking for it. It just came out of nowhere. But Jose's having a plan. He's going back to college while he's working full time. So he was at welding, saved some money. All right, now I'm paid for college because this is not what I want to do forever.
Sure.
This is just to get me where I need to be.
Yeah.
And that's how he looked at it, which is great.
Yeah, play the long game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because some people are like, I don't want to be here no more. I'm stuck.
Yeah.
You're not.
No, that's great advice. Can you think of a specific relationship with a student or maybe a specific story that really stands out to you, that kind of something you'll remember till you die, like a really impactful relationship or moment with a Benchmark student?
Yeah, so since I started working here, a lot of the students that I worked with have progressed for the better, you know. But I think Jose, you know, I've known him since he was an SLP.
Oh, yeah.
So, and student leader, it was him. I know it was Donovan. It was Lewis, Mario, and a couple other people. But I still talk to Mario to this day. Lewis I talk to. Donovan I still talk to. And Jose I still talk to. Because now they're adults. 18 and up. They're adults now. They got to figure it out. But sometimes you still got to be with them to kind of help them navigate still. Just because you're 18 don't mean like, all right, you got it. I don't need to help you. I don't got to mentor you no more.
Yeah.
They still need help. You know what I'm saying? They would like that advice. They would like that guidance. Like, they don't get that every day because they're not here no more. They could come down, open gym, cool, but that one-on-one mentorship is outside of Benchmark, especially for kids who graduated and are now adults. You know, Jose was an SLP. He was trying to go to Millersville. No, too much money, too expensive. Okay, I want to do this. No, that just don't make sense. Like, you got to have something realistic in front of you. And I'm like, why don't you just go welding? Thaddeus will give you a grant and you will go for free. What he did, went to Thaddeus, got the grant. I took him every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for 6 weeks, finished. Good job for him. Got him a job at my job, my old job. Good for him. He's still there till this day. Like, a year and some change. Now he got a car, he got an apartment, doing great. Now what's next? Now it's either he figures it out for himself, but I'm always here. He can ask me for my opinion. I'll be completely honest with him. I do not hold back. So he might hate what I'm about to say, but hey. Yeah. So I feel like those students or any student, they're going to get to that point that they're too old enough for Benchmark, but we're still here to help no matter what. To kind of give them advice and guide them. Because that's what we do. Don't matter how old you are. Even adults that never been in Benchmark still need mentoring. I got family members that still need mentoring. They're trying to figure it out. Everyone's trying to figure it out. It's okay. Yeah. So if you're still trying to figure it out, go to the person who kind of has the answers that you want or that you need. Because some people are just not honest, but some people are really honest. But I feel like with Benchmark and the students that we serve, we're here to serve and make sure that they go down the right path that was meant for them or help them, you know, just assist them, be there for them. And even as an adult, some of the students still need help, you know, they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's so true. The minute you turn 18 doesn't mean you magically gain answers to life's questions. You're always going to need support in life, no matter who you are or where you are. Always need support.
When I was 18, I still come to Will for advice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't ever stop. I could be 32 and I'm like, hey, Will, Can you give me some advice? This and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he will still give me an answer.
Oh, for sure.
Just because it doesn't matter how old you are, you will still need some guidance and some advice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jose is definitely one of them stories that I'm proud that he made it this far, and he's continued to trying to figure out. Excuse me. He's trying to figure out what else he could do in life, because welding is cool. He doesn't want to stay there, which is great. Cool. Expand your mind, expand your knowledge, expand what you want in life, you know?
Anything you want to say to Benchmark students or anybody within the Benchmark orbit, like community members, parents of Benchmark students, anything like that?
Wow, that's
anything on your mind?
Anything on my mind? First things first, fitness is key. Without fitness, you know what I'm saying, that's where Benchmark started. Start working out.
Yeah.
Now we're so much more. Podcast studio, Benchmark apparel. We got a bodega. We got open gym. We got SAP. We got SBSB. We got Predispo. We got Women's Strength and Fitness Center. We got all these options for you if you don't like working out now. Back in the day, it was like, hey, you're going to work out. And that's it. And I'm like,
not
cool.
even a workout. You are going to power lift.
You're going to power lift.
And that is what you will do here in Benchmark.
Well, I want to paint. No, you can't paint. We don't paint. Will's like, I'm not painting. I'm not about to paint. No, you're about to pick up this bar and figure it out. And I'm like, all right. And now I'm like, yes, that's definitely where Benchmark started. And now we're so much more. And I love it. But, the gym is still there, which is great.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, Noel.
Yeah.
Really appreciate talking to you, getting to know you better, hearing your story. Hopefully somebody listening has some questions. If they ever want to come down, find us. You're here all the time.
All the time.
Pretty much.
Even weekends.
Even weekends. But yeah, hit us up on social media if you have any questions for Noel. We'll get you in contact. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Really appreciate your time. Thank you for supporting us, being a part of our family. And thank you again, Noel. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. This is a great space, and I can't wait to see what it's going to look like in a couple months. Is going to be insane. How many episodes you guys are about to do?
Too many.
Too many.
We're done. Goodbye.